Welcome to You Are Not Alone. I am spiritual medium Erika Gabriel. This show is intended to bring expansion, understanding, and growth on our spiritual paths and journeys. This is a safe place to explore all things spiritual and beyond. Please remember, I am not a licensed therapist or medical doctor. Seek immediate professional help if you need mental health or physical health support. Hello, friends. Welcome back to You Are Not Alone. I am spiritual medium Erika. If you're here for the first time, welcome. This podcast is for you if you're a spiritual seeker, if you want to just listen in, tune in, and connect with some spiritual ideas, maybe ones that you've heard over and over again, or maybe there's just so much brand new information here. Either way, something prompted you to listen to this podcast. This is what's cool. People that I read for, like I'll, read for someone. I'm like, by the way, like, how did you hear about me? And they're like, what was the funniest thing? I was just randomly scrolling podcasts and I was like, oh, this one. And I don't know how many millions of podcasts there are. So while I don't think everything happens for a reason, going into that intensity with it, if you're here, you're probably going to hear a message you're meant to hear. And your guides felt comfortable with you hearing it here. You know what I mean? Your intuitive voice was like, there's something there for me. So, thanks for being here and allowing me to deliver, whatever message it is that you came for. Really just being able to work with spirit and bring these messages forward. That's it for me, right? So I just keep it really simple. Tune in, listen in, and bring forward the messages that can serve others. So that's why I'm here. And I know you're here to hear some messages and feel some good vibes and positive connection. So let's do it. Here we are. I have a story to start off. Oh, I want to say one other thing. If you've been here for a while, and so many of you have, oh my gosh, people have told me I've been with you, Erika, since the beginning. I've listened to every single podcast twice. I've been with you the entire time. I've seen, every post, everything, so thank you so much for hanging with me and sticking with me and just kind of this journey, through spirituality and this experience of recognizing that, we're all these spiritual beings just wandering around in these body temples, these meat suits, figuring it out and finding our paths and finding our journeys and finding who we are. And, it's an amazing journey if you can stay afloat, right? Don't get buried under the weight of it. So let me tell you a story. I have a story for you guys. So I have like an oil diffuser. Do you guys have those? They're like the little machines that you plug in and you put water in them and then you drop in essential oils and then you turn it on and it's like little, it's not steam, it's mist and it mists out like a beautiful scent. I have a combination that I like that I'd like to share with you because people are like, how do you use those? What do you actually put in it and how much? So I put in a bunch of drops of lavender. And then I put pretty much equal parts sandalwood. And then I drop in half of that of patchouli. So I'll do like maybe 8 drops of lavender, 8 drops of sandalwood. And then I'll do, 4 drops of patchouli. And sometimes I'll hit it with eucalyptus if, we have colds in my house and I love it. And it smells so fresh. It smells a little bit hippie. I'm not going to lie. It smells a little bit like a yoga studio. Or a good yoga studio, I should say, an authentic yoga studio, right? And I love it. And I love my air diffuser. It's such a good one. I have one in my living room and it kind of smells up the whole house. So the other day it broke and I was like, oh my gosh. And I tried all these things and my son was like, Mom, I can fix this. He's like such an oldest child, everything. He's like, yeah, I got it. I can do this. So he put it in the sink and was tinkering with it and trying to fix it. And then he was like, yeah, it's broken, And I was like, bummer. I'm so bummed it broke, but I need to find a new one, but a really good one. I have to figure out which one to get. And at that point, let's see, that was, my husband was out of town. So I was working from home. So today, just a few days later, I get to my office and there's 2 packages. One is from Michelle Brock. She sent me her brand new book. She was on last week. And another one was a package from Nicole Hickman, who was on a couple weeks ago. And loved to receive the book. And then I opened the package from Nicole, and it was a beautiful, brand new oil diffuser. I did not post about it. I didn't write about it. So don't even let your mind go there that she could have somehow known from words I said. She had no idea. And boom, here you go, Erika. Here's a brand new diffuser. I mean, ding, ding, right? How great of all things in the world she could have sent me. She could have sent me a crystal, a lotion, whatever, you guys know there's anything. My diffuser broke and she was like, I got to send Erika a oil diffuser. Walk into work. Boom, here you go. I'm just like so blown away by that. And it's so funny because what I do every day, like every reading, I'm like, miracle. Whoa. Unbelievable. There's amazing things that happen every day in readings, but this was just so intimate and so personal to me. So number one, it's freaking cool to have psychic friends. You know what I mean? You're like, sweet, spiritual friends are awesome. In tune friends are awesome. And it also really taught me something, about creating space and letting things go. It's like, it was broken. Let it go. Throw it away. There was a couple of things in my office recently that someone had given me that is no longer in my life. And I'm like, I'm going to throw it away. Not in an aggressive way, but like, I'm going to let it go. Create space. Create space. It's like even with relationships sometimes, we hang on to these relationships, like love relationships. We're hanging on to a guy or a girl and we know it's not going to work and we know it's shitty or they haven't treated us right. And then we just hold on to it. We just hold on to it so much and we don't want to let it go. And then when we do release it, it's like the universe provides. We created space and then it comes in. Now, this was very intense, right? This was something broke, but that happens too, where something aggressively gets ripped out of our lives. And if we can release it, something else comes in. And I see this every single day with what I do, every single day, where people are releasing, a love relationship that was toxic or even not toxic, just not it, right? And it's like so soon after something else comes in. I've also seen things like this. People are like, oh my God, my basement, it's such a mess. It's so gross. I have to go through it. It causes me and my family so much stress to have all that stuff sitting there. Oh gosh. And like the next week, the basement floods and everything is trashed, And I mean, that's not always good, right? There could have been things that they wanted. But point is like sometimes the universe is like, okay, we get it here, right? It's done. It's gone. Let it go. So you can be pushed. Sometimes it can be aggressive where things are completely pushed out of your life and you have to manage that and deal with that. Okay, this is done. And you create that space and then something shows up. And it can show up in ways that you don't even realize and you don't know. I have goals in my life and I'm like, how could that even happen? And it's like, girl, it is not your job to know every detail of how that's going to happen. You can show up for what you want in a myriad of ways, but trying to control it or create exactly the answer how it's going to happen is not one of them. So I thought that was a really cool story. And I am so excited to use this diffuser. First of all, the whole outside of it is like sea salt, gorgeous, like that Himalayan beautiful salt. So it's going to be very cleansing when it releases into my house. And I wrote her, but I haven't heard back from her yet. But I wrote her this story basically. And then at the end I wrote, P.S. How did you know? Which is kind of like funny, but also no, really. How did you know what happened that made you go, oh, her diffuser broke? So great story. And, this can happen spiritually or physically, right? So sometimes like I was talking to someone earlier, and I saw in her reading that if she started to clear out clutter, right? So she gets like a box for donation, a box for selling or whatever, and she just starts. The energy shift and the emotion and the spiritual momentum of letting things go and moving things through was going to create so much energy shift and movement and signal to the universe that she was ready, that she was going to clearly get a pathway to move. She wanted to move. It's like, then start moving. You want to move? Start moving. And I saw that it was going to happen. I saw that it was going to happen quickly as she starts clearing things out and getting ready. It's like preparation. If you could move tomorrow, you say you want to move. If you could move tomorrow, would you be ready? And it's like, hell no. Okay, so start getting prepared. Same thing can happen spiritually, right? It's like I energetically create space for that awesome thing to show up for me, right? So this was a great moment. It just made my day, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So the other thing that I think it was a couple episodes ago, I did a live podcast, and you guys really liked that. So what I tapped into today when I was asking my guides, what are we doing today? What are we talking about? There's so much. I mean, infinite possibilities of what we could talk about. So I'm like, what are we talking about today? And my guides said, we are doing a collective carpool. We're all carpooling to the party. We're all going to carpool over there. We're doing a collective card pull for the collective consciousness. And I'm like, thousands of people listen to this. And my guides were like, you still don't trust us? We're so confused. And I'm like, oh, right. Surrender and trust. Oh, yeah, that stuff. God. But I'm like, so we're doing a collective card pull. And tell me more about that. And you guys see me do this live on Instagram as well. But this is a different format. This is a different platform. How will this serve? And they showed me that the messages that are going to come through are going to be able to align with a very high number of you and able to bring forward messages that will pop for almost everyone in an area of their life, which is really, really cool. So, a quick message about the cards that I use. Some of the cards that I have, I've had for 15 years. I don't look the meanings of the cards up in the little booklet, but I have created a language with these cards. So, meaning, a card, let's see, a card saying, judgment will come up. I don't know what it actually means in this deck, but I know what my guides are saying when they pull that card. And also, when they pull that card, they interpret that card very detailed and specific for the person I'm reading for. The cards are not the bread and butter of my readings, but they are a component to signal or trigger certain messages for that person. So I'm not reading tarot or, fortune telling from the cards. I actually have a very intense language with these cards. Okay. I will also tell you something kind of cool. And I think I told you guys this, but just I have kind of switched part of the format of my readings. So when a reading starts, I'm like, hey, hello, welcome. So happy to meet you or see you again, And then what happens is before they talk about anything or we talk about anything, I ask the person just to sit quietly and hold some space for, it's about a minute, I think, about a minute. And just to breathe and hold space. And I just download. So I have a pen and a paper. I download usually like 2-3 pages of notes. I mean, I've got huge handwriting, but I don't stay within the lines, as you would imagine. I don't stay or color within the lines, but it's about 2 or 3 pages of download. I download all the things that their guides are bringing up right at the gate. I look into their eyes. I feel their energy, and it triggers me to go in with my guides and their guides, and I download information. And then after that, I allow them to ask questions. And while they're asking questions is when I kind of start to pull some cards, start to vibrate with the answers. And then we do a little grounding. And then from there, we continue on with messages from the reading. So anyway, that's kind of interesting. It's changed a little bit. The writing was always there, but this is a bit of a different format. And I love it. And what's so amazing is the downloads match the questions, match the answers, match the cards. So it all kind of aligns with a beautiful force, that brings the messages that the person is really here to hear, you know? Good. So I wish you guys could see me. I'm sitting at my desk. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6 decks of cards in front of me, all face down. I kind of open the box and then I turn, like if the box is horizontal, I turn the cards vertical and they're just kind of set in the box face down. And so what I'm going to do for this podcast is just drop in. I've been reading all day, so I'm all warmed up. And I'm going to take a minute, and because I'm holding the microphone, I'm not even going to shuffle the cards. They're already shuffled. And I'm going to wave my hand over the decks, and I'm going to stop where my guides tell me to stop. And then I'm going to face down, pull a card from the deck that I get called to. And then I'm going to sit with them just for a moment, and then I'm going to turn them over, and I'm going to tell you your message and the message that's for you. Okay. These messages are for you. There is something in these cards, in these messages. What my guides want to tell you, there is something for every single one of you in this. You may hear one message that is essential for you right now or really on point. You may hear 10 messages that you needed, but these words are happening in your awareness right now because there's something here for you. Know that the message you hear and that you're meant to hear is exactly what your soul can process at this time. You're not going to hear anything that'll scare you or affect your destiny. This is a positive space. These are positive messages to serve you on your path. Please know as well that this is a safe space. I'm going in with my high vibrational spirit guides. I'm also surrounding each of you in beautiful bubbles of light so that you may hear this in a way that serves you. All is well. Good. That was easy. My guides were like, here. Okay, good. Let's see. Fantastic. Okay, so I've pulled 2 cards now from 2 different decks. I'm going in with a third. Okay, and tell me how many cards. Guys, hold on one sec. Yep, here we go. Got it. Perfect. Wow. Beautiful. Wow. Yes. Oh my goodness. This is great. Sometimes these card pulls can be unbelievably intense, and sometimes there is a lightness to them. And wait till you hear what we got. So I'm opening to allow my guides to explain these for you guys. Hold on one sec. I'm just listening in. So bear with me. I know you can't see me, but let me just listen in. Okay. Got it. Okay, good. So I pulled 4 cards. So let me tell you the first card that I got. So the first card that I received for you guys is a message about the Akashic Library. So your guides want you to know that there is an entire section of a beautiful eternal library. And this section has your name on it. And the section holds the records of your entire soul's journey. Everything you've ever said, everything you've ever done, every life you've ever lived. They want you to know that because they want you to know that you're absolutely a beautiful, special being here on earth, that your journey here is sacred. This is not for nothing. Your soul has an entire story filled with understandings, with joy, with pain, with suffering, with excitement, all the things. You have many, many lives and many aspects to your soul. This life is not one-dimensional. It's multifaceted. You are a multifaceted being. You have many layers to your awareness, to your soul. You have many people that you know in this life that are also from past lives and experiences. Some of those people will give you tremendous amount of lessons and struggle. Some people are in just to bring joy, support. So know that your whole soul has a story, that this life is an essential and beautiful stop on your soul's journey, that you have an entire section of this sacred library dedicated and devoted to you. So the message and the call is to examine your life as a blessing and as an incredible, incredible part of your soul's journey. The Akashic Library. A beautiful soul and a long arc of experience and understanding. Allow yourself grace. Know that situations you've been in or done, you did your best for the level of awareness and the tools you had at that time. You're on a journey and your soul is meant to be here. And it's very important that you're here. And it's very important that you go through the lessons that you chose to come here for. Let me tell you the next card from a completely different deck. Totally different. Different author, different everything. Accept struggles as lessons. How well does that fit with the Akashic card and the meaning that your guides wanted you to have behind the Akashic card? So now you understand that you are a long, multifaceted, multidimensional soul being that's lived many lives before. And they're asking that you accept the struggles or the quote unquote mistakes in this life as lessons for your soul. Lessons in your beautiful library of your soul's experience. Accept them. They were lessons. They are lessons. Lean into them with ease, with grace, and know that you're moving through them. Don't hold them so tight that you get stuck on a lesson, right? There's many lessons you came for. Don't get stuck on one. So much about accepting struggles as lessons is forgiving yourself. We look back, God, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Oh, I regret now. That led me to where I am right now. Oh, gosh, why did I choose that? Why did I do that? It was all lessons. And part of your lesson is to forgive yourself. Part of your lesson is to allow yourself grace, to understand that you are not a perfect soul, that you came here for those lessons. Those are lessons you haven't lived before. And it's okay. Believe in your future more than you get stuck on your past. And that was the second card. I mean, how much does that fit? I mean, the next two cards, again, I pulled from 4 different decks. Can I tell you the next card? Are you ready? Humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you, Spirit, for that awesome message. Things can feel so heavy. We are so hard on ourselves. We are so hard on others. We're so hard on our past selves. We get so angry at ourselves. We get so just, oh, what's wrong with me? Oh my gosh. We're just struggling. We get offended by things we've done. We're so offended by others, right? It's like, oh my God, this is just so much. And the humor card is saying sometimes we just got to say la vie. That's life. Shit can be hard sometimes. We're going to just go through it. And God damn it, I'm going to laugh too. I'm going to laugh at myself. I'm going to laugh at the absurdity of these life lessons. And I'm going to also find people that I like to laugh with. There is a lightness to this life too. It's not all struggle and strife and darkness. There is a lightness here. And sometimes we feel guilty. Oh my gosh, should I not be having fun? Do I need to be more serious? Do I need to be more spiritual and journal and be harder and more regimented? We get so intense. It's like, it's okay. We can also have fun. We can also laugh and find joy and have fun too. It doesn't mean that we're shallow or that we're not being spiritual, right? Being able to laugh and being able to think things are silly and find joy, that is very spiritual as well. That is also part of the spiritual path, is going, oh my gosh, I know nothing. That's okay. You know what I mean? I don't even know what's what, and that's okay. C'est la vie. This is life, and I'm figuring it out. And I can also enjoy it or find joy. And if I have trouble finding joy, then I'm going to just go for a walk and listen to the birds and find joy in the silliness of these things flying around above my head or whatever it may be. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. I choose to gracefully allow myself some joy and find what that is and not feel guilty when I delve into it. Listen, there's a lighter component to this card as well. It's like, I think sometimes when we just want to relax or have fun or find our joy or laugh, there's like sometimes, and I feel this with very busy people, moms, dads, whatever, people that have huge jobs or, whatever it may be. Maybe you're taking care of your family. Maybe you're taking care of your parents or someone who's in need, all these things, right? We have so much on our plates. And, it's like, oh, I just want to do something joyful. And we're like, no, I should be doing something else. I feel guilty to take this time just to have fun or to laugh or, to do something lighthearted. We get in that guilt game and it's like, no, it's okay. We can just find that sparkle or find that spark of light and just delve into that for a little bit. It doesn't mean we're abandoning other things. So this is what was funny. So we had the Akashic Library card and then the, accepting these struggles as lessons in our soul. Then we got humor. And then we got the last card we got was dance celebration. And it's literally a picture of someone smiling and dancing. So we got 2 intense cards and then we got 2 cards about enjoy and laughing. It's basically like you are a dynamic soul, accept life as lessons and part of that soul. And on the other side, have fun and dance. Basically, our guides pulled a perfect yin and yang reading. A perfect yin and yang. Our guides are asking us to find balance, in walking this human path. That yin and yang, I find balance. I find joy here on earth as I delve even higher to evolving my spirit. I am serious as I walk this path. I seriously know that I am a soul and I'm meant to be here and it feels real and amazing and it's spiritual. And also as I'm here on earth, I can find my joy. I can find my dance and my let go. The dance card is about letting go, shaking off heaviness, releasing, and even moving the body temple. Even celebrating the things about ourselves that we love or celebrating the things in our life that we love. Dance, celebrate, gratitude, feeling that joy. The other thing about balance is like everything that's going on spiritually, we can also see it evolve and unfold in our lives earthly. So this was spiritual and also earthly. On earth, we can find our humor and our joy. Balance. I really hope that this reading served you. I loved pulling these cards for you all. I love this community. This community, you guys have taken over this podcast and taken over me in a great way. And whenever I'm like, I don't know, what should I talk about? Should I keep going? Should this podcast keep going? It is an influx of you guys being like, this is the podcast that should keep going. This is the podcast that's helping me. This is it. What's next, Erika? When's the next episode? I'm like, yes, okay. You guys have taken it over. And I am so grateful. And I'm so grateful to you. And I'm so grateful for this beautiful community. I hope you have a beautiful day. I love you. I'm thinking of you all. If you take nothing else from this episode, please know deep in your heart that you are not alone. God bless. Take care, and we'll talk soon.